Today, I'll be taking you through the process of diagnosing a strange metal-to-metal sound I recently noticed around the alternator area of my 2006 Lexus ES330, powered by the 3.3-liter 3MZ V6. Why this sort of challenge may be unique to the ES or restricted to just Toyotas in general, the steps I took to resolve the issue and the general thinking therefrom will be invaluable if you ever are faced with a strange engine noise, especially one emanating around the alternator and compressor areas. Sit tight, let's dive right into it. And if you are more interested in some parts of the process than others, you can use the timestamps in the description below. Now, this is how the engine ordinarily runs. Notice how quiet and civilized it sounds. However, I noticed rather suddenly that this is how it started sounding. This, curiously, only happened when the AC was powered on and its clutch engaged. The sound with the AC on was erratic, occurring just as it pleased. However, after careful observation, I noticed that it was more pronounced during acceleration, especially spirited acceleration. I also noticed that this metal-on-metal sound was coming from around the AC compressor and alternator areas of the engine bay. As with any mechanic or serious DIY person, I went straight for the jugular. Since the offending noise was coming from the area of the engine bay that houses the AC compressor and the alternator, I suspected that one or both of the bearings powering these parts had catastrophically failed. To confirm or rebut my suspicion, I needed to take off the drive belt and manually roll the pulleys to isolate the bad one, if any. On this engine, that is achieved by slacking an upper 14 mm alternator bolt, a lower 12 mm alternator bolt, and slacking the belt tensioner bolt, a 12 mm bolt, just by the alternator. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, both the AC compressor and alternator bearings ticked out okay. As I played with the pulleys of both systems back and forth, I was at a loss about my next step. Though the abnormal noise I was hearing was a sort of metal-on-metal noise, I decided quickly on my next course. Since the accessory belt was off at this point, I decided to swap it with a known good unit, one I had changed over a year ago due to its age. Who knows? I had quickly jumped from absolute certainty to some sort of educated guessing. I swapped the older belt on, torqued things up, and cranked the engine. The annoying metal-on-metal noise was gone. The new belt worked flawlessly. When I powered the AC on, the annoying metal-on-metal noise was also completely missing. I was happy, but my happiness was not to last. The next day, the noise came back in all its fury. Rolling the bearings and belts off, I took a sliding T-bar handle and improvised a mechanic's stethoscope. Listening carefully, I positively confirmed that the noise was indeed coming from the alternator itself. That was when I also discovered something else, most unusual, hiding in plain sight. I discovered that the upper bracket bolt that linked the alternator to the torque mount of the engine was the wrong size, and as a result wasn't tucked all the way in. To be sure I had my culprit, I held it firmly and all the strange metal on metal noise vanished. Having reached the end of my diagnosis, I got an appropriately sized 14 mm bolt and simply replaced the old oversized one. As can be seen in the video, notice how oversized the removed bolt is. Notice also how only a fraction of it made its way inside its thread. For emphasis, this is the guy that cost me weeks of thinking and brainstorming. I fixed the new 14 mm bolt and torqued it so hard that I was afraid I was going to break something. Luckily, nothing broke. This is how the engine sounds now. Normally, even when the AC is powered on and I drive in my usual spirited style. There are a few lessons here for the traditional mechanic and the auto DIY folk. First, patience. Second, the smallest of things can cause the biggest headaches. Underestimate nothing. Being who I am, I wanted to understand why the alternator picked up the noise instead of the bracket. I looked at the setup and I could see that the bracket transferred the sound and the box stopped at Mr. Alternator, hence the reason I picked it up there. This is a pointer on picking up noises using a stethoscope. It isn't always where it appears to be coming from. This will be all for today. If you have any questions, fire them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. If this video helped you, consider liking it, subscribing to the channel and enabling notifications so you don't miss my next video. Good luck with finding the cause of that noise. Catch you on the next one.